Hola, guapos. We're going to be learning perfect tenses, which is basically saying that you have or he has done something. It's a compound verb tense. It's going to be using the helping verb haber with a past participle. To form the perfect tenses, you're going to conjugate haber in a variety of different tenses. We've used haber before. Haber has been used in the past. We've used it as I, as in there is, there are, or había, there was, there were, or habrá, there will be, habría, there would be. But with the perfect tenses, haber is going to mean have. It's going to be like tener, but we're going to be using haber as a helping verb. The past participle never changes. So the first thing we're going to learn is the participle. So haber plus the past participle. So how do you form the past participle, which is the second part of this? Well, the past participle, if it's an AR verb, you're going to drop the AR verb and add, drop the AR and add auto. If it's an ER or IR verb, you're going to drop the ER or the IR and add ido. So some examples. Trabajar would be trabajado. Comer, comido. Vivir, vivido. Ser, sido. You see, I'm just dropping the ER and adding ido. Dropping the IR and adding ido. Dropping the ER and adding ido. Dropping the AR and adding auto. Very easy, right? There are regulars on this. I've put a Quizlet up. I'm gonna put I'm gonna tell you have to do 3 boxes for this Quizlet. You're gonna have 2 Quizlets, one over the vocab from this section. The vocab from this section is about like accidents and a little bit of newspaper stuff. The irregulars are on Quizlet. Here are some of them. So like, for example, haber, it's not, abrir is not abrido, it's abierto. Decir is not decido, it's dicho. Escribir, escrito. Ver, visto. Poner, puesto. Hacer, hecho. Romper, roto. Okay. So there are actually, there's many different tenses of the perfect. So we're going to start with the present perfect tense, which is called the perfecto del indicativo. It's called the perfect of the indicative. So this is the indicative mood, the present tense. It translates to, I have, you have, he, she has. Okay, that's the translation. Use the present tense of haber and the past participle. So here's the present tense of haber. Has, a, hemos, habéis, han. And the participle. The participle is the auto and ido thing. Okay? Yo he sido muy paciente contigo. I have been very patient with you. Mi novio me ha llamado muchas veces. My boyfriend has called me many times. Okay, now this is the pluperfect tense, which is the past perfect. It's called the pluscuamperfecto del indicativo. Pluscuamperfecto del indicativo is essentially the past tense of the indicative. It's conjugated in the imperfect tense of haber. So the imperfect tense, if you recall, is había, habías, había, habíamos, habíais, habían, plus the participle. We haven't reviewed the imperfect tense. We learned it in Spanish 2 at the end of the year. We're actually going to review that. This very chapter. If you recall, for ER and IR verbs, it's ia, ias, ia, iamos, iais, ian, and for AR verbs, it's aba, abas, aba, abamos, abais, aban. So you really just need to learn the conjugation of haber, though, which is había, habías, había, habíamos, habíais, habían, plus the participle. Nosotros habíamos llamado cuando ellos llegaran. We had already arrived when they called. Nosotros habíamos. Notice the translation. Ooh, I didn't put the translation on here. It basically means had done something. So I'm going to put unless I have it down here below, sorry. It translates to I had or had. I said I had or had. I had done something. Okay, so this is for to have done something in the past. I had done something. Okay, we had already called when they arrived. This is when you want to say it in the past tense. The difference is between we have called and we had called. Okay. Now let's go on to the preterito preterite perfect tense, which is preterito anterior. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because we're not going to use it. Matter of fact, it's used mainly in like formal writing. You'll see it, Maybe in some readings or something, but we're not going to be using it. It wouldn't, if we were in school, it wouldn't have been on a test or quiz. Obviously we're not in school and right now, and we're not going to quiz over this. But if we were, then it wouldn't be on the quiz anyway. So here it is. Ube, ubiste, ubo, ubimos, ubistais, ubiera. It's in the preterite tense of haber. And it means the same thing. It translates the same way, had, as the imperfect one. So we're going to be using the imperfect one instead of this one, okay? The next one is the future perfect tense, which is el futuro perfecto. Use this to talk about things that you will have done. So that's the translation, you will have done. So by the time I am 40, I will have graduated from college, bought a house, gotten married, had 23 children, etc. So cuando yo tenga 40 años, yo habré graduado de la universidad, habré comprado una casa, me habré casado, habré tenido 23 hijos. So it's habré, habrás, habrá, habremos, habréis, habrán. That's the future tense. We just learned that last chapter, right? So that's the future tense of the verb haber. Antes de graduarme, before I graduate, yo habré encontrado una universidad. I will have found a university. Before I graduate, I will have found a university. Habré encontrado. Okay, let's look at the next page. The conditional perfect. The Spanish past conditional, also known as conditional perfect, condicional compuesto, is used to indicate an action that would have occurred if in the past, if a certain condition had been met. The latter can be stated or implied. So the conditional perfect is used in two main ways: to express something that would have happened, often in conditional sentences like if clauses. Si lo habría dicho, él lo habría dicho, he would have said it. Si yo hubiera sabido, habría ido contigo. If I would have known, I would have gone with you. Hubiera is actually the past perfect of the subjunctive, so you don't know that yet. Okay. Habrías comprado el libro si te hubiera dicho. Would you have bought the book if I had told you to? Here's how to form it. Oh, you can also use it to express probability or in the past, like Lucas habría comido antes de salir. Lucas had probably eaten or would have probably eaten before he left. Habrían sido las 2 cuando llegamos. It must have been 2 o'clock when we arrived. That's just another translation. It's like the probability. We used it with probability before when we learned the actual conditional. Here's how you form it. Use the conditional tense of haber. Habría, habrías, habría, habríamos, habríais, habrían with the participle. This is the same thing. Sorry. Here are, this is kind of the most confusing maybe. You can use the perfect tenses with the subjunctive as well, but in order to use it with the subjunctive, all of the subjunctive rules need to have been met. For example, you must have a trigger phrase, 2 different subjects joined by K. If those things aren't met, you're just going to use the present perfect. You don't need to use the present perfect with the subjunctive if you don't have subjunctive trigger words. We have only learned the present subjunctive, so we're not going to talk about the past of it yet. Here's how you form it. You use the subjunctive of haber, haya, hayas, haya, hayamos, hayáis, hayan, with a participle. Here's an example sentence. Translates the same way as the present perfect, like have done something. I am sad that you have left. Estoy triste que tú hayas ido. Estoy triste que tú hayas ido. It is necessary that the students have read the notes before the quiz. Es necesario que los estudiantes han leído los apuntes antes del examen. Here's some irregular ones. These are semi-irregular because the only problem is that the ido has an accent over the I, which is mostly irregular. So, caer is caído, accent on the I. Leer, leído, accent on the I. Reír, reído. Creer, creído. Oír, oído. Traer, traído. Remember, all these are on a Quizlet that I have posted already. Irregular past participles continued. These are all on the Quizlet. We have abrir, abierto, cubrir, cubierto, decir, dicho, describir, descrito, escribir, escrito, hacer, hecho, morir, muerto, poner, puesto, resolver, resuelto, romper, roto, ver, visto, volver, vuelto. Okay, here's some sample problems. I have eaten sushi, present perfect. So it's go, and the present perfect, so you would look up the present tense, which is a, and then comer, so comer is our verb, comer. You drop the er and you add ido, comido. Okay, so that's that. The next example. This is the past perfect. When the paramedics arrived, he had already died. Cuando llegaron, that's the preterite. Los paramédicos. El, oh gosh, and doing the accent with one hand is not going to work out. I'm filming and typing, so I'm not going to put an accent, but you know there's an accent over the E. El, había. This is the imperfect tense. It also has an accent over the I. And then morir is irregular. It's not morido, it's muerto. Okay, so not morido, muerto. Okay, the lady will have read 1,000 books by the time she was 80 years old. I'm actually gonna stop this video and there's only 2 more slides left, but it has a max of how many minutes you can put onto YouTube. So I'm gonna stop and do a part 2.